Hello, anyone not still living in the 1970s. We interrupt your day to bring you this announcement. Husker Ninja is in the building. Alright, guys, we are here today with episode number 48 of the Nebraska City Wildcats Dynasty here on NCAA 14. And today, it's senior day under the lights as the number 3 ranked undefeated Nebraska City Wildcats take on the 6-4 South Florida Bulls. It will be the final game in Laughlin Stadium for some of the greats, such as running back Arthur Irby, receivers Kendrick Coe and Burdett Meadows, and possibly even quarterback Randall Glopter. He's only a junior, but he could be playing in his final home game if he decides to leave for the pros early. And hello everyone, welcome to Laughlin Stadium here in Nebraska City, Nebraska. We got primetime football for you here today, week 13. It's senior day here for Nebraska City as they are playing host to the South Florida Bulls. Nebraska City will start with the ball. It's first down, first play from scrimmage. They'll give to Irby, and Arthur Irby's going to cut up field, pick up 14 yards. He's almost to 1,600 yards on the season. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns, and he is actually second in the Heisman voting at the current moment. Teammate Randall Glopter is fourth. Later on in this first drive, it's now 2nd and 2. Nebraska City looking to strike first on their opening drive. They'll give Irby up the middle, and the seniors putting in some work early here in senior day. 12 yards right up the middle. 3 carries, 34 yards for Irby. That'll set up a fresh set of downs for Nebraska City. It's one next play, first down here at the 45 of USF. Almost a minute gone in the game. Nebraska City marching right down the field with ease thanks to a strong running game. Glopter has a man open. It's Meadows. First down, Nebraska City. Burdett Meadows, 17-yard reception. And that was a beautiful strike to the senior wideout playing in his final home game. Easy first down, move those chains for the Wildcats right there. And so, not even a minute and a half into the first quarter, and Nebraska City's already moving right down the field. A couple plays later, we got 2nd and 12 right here. Coming up on 2 minutes gone here, first quarter. They'll run the option. Glopter pitches it. That was a mistake. Oh, you can't do that, Randall Glopter, and he is still running. That was a major mistake on the option, and South Florida is going to be in business starting at about the 20. So already basically starting in the red zone. It's 3rd and 1 on the ensuing South Florida drive, looking to capitalize on the turnover. White back to pass, feels the pressure, hit as he throws, it's incomplete. And this Nebraska City defense stands tall, forcing a 4th down and likely field goal attempt. But wait, USF says we don't want 3. We want to take down the number 3 team in the nation, so we're going for it on 4th and 1 from the 11. White read option, breaks a tackle, pitches to the outside. McCray's got the first down. Gain of 7 for Stephon McCray. And that will move the chains. They convert on 4th and 1. Next play, it's 1st and goal here. 5 minutes to go, first quarter. South Florida knocking on the door. They want to take advantage of the poor decision to option it out. But Mike White going to be crushed at the line of scrimmage. That looks like it was Matt Ramsauer there to nail him. That play never had a chance. That'll set up a 2nd and goal here from about the 10. Maybe the 9. And White back to pass. Doing the pressure. Hit. Down he goes. Mike White is sacked by Alonzo Kemp. And that will give Kemp the school record for sacks in a season. He breaks the previous record of 14 with his 15th sack of the season. And I think he's only a sophomore. He might be a redshirt freshman. But his future is definitely bright here as that'll set up a 3rd and goal. They want to go to the screen. McCray, nothing doing. Ramsauer right there. Loss of 5 more. And so this Nebraska City defense does their job. They will step up and ultimately force a field goal try. As that was 3 plays of negative yardage, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. And they have forced a field goal try here on the opening possession for South Florida. And the kick will go right off the upright and in. And so they do capitalize on the fumble. as we got a studio update here. Houston takes down ECU 27-24. The Cougars are 8-3 on the year, and ECU falls to 2-9. Elsewhere, BYU beats Louisiana Lafayette, Arkansas takes down Mississippi State, and Fresno State barely beats Nevada. So next, Nebraska City drive there down 3-0. Looking to either take the lead or at least answer back in some way. It's a design QB run. Glopter has the edge, puts on a spin move, and Glopter will have 13 yards and a Nebraska City first down. Glopter with 2 carries for 8 yards so far today. Later in the drive here, it's 3rd and 5. Coming up on 2:30 to go, opening quarter. Nebraska City still down 3-0. Throws on the sand, has a man, it's Coe. Kendrick Coe, 13 yards. Move those chains for the Wildcats. So both senior wideouts have made some pretty big catches today. Still later in the drive, 1 of 1 on 3rd downs in Nebraska City. They need a yard here on 3rd and short. Minute and a half to go, first quarter. They give to Irby. Irby has some running room. He's got the end inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Nebraska City. And so on 3rd and 1, Arthur Irby, the senior tailback, he got a nice looking block from the offensive line, and he found the hole, and he was gone. So the senior tailback opens up the scoring here for the Wildcats here in this first quarter. On 3rd and 1, he goes about 39 yards into the end zone. Ensuing South Florida drive here, it's 3rd and 2. They are 0 of 2 on 3rd downs today. And White, he wants to run read option, finally brought down by Kevin Schneider, broke a couple of tackles, and it looked like he might get the first down. But that'll do it for this first quarter. Number 3, Nebraska City up 7-3 after 1. And after forcing that punt on the next Nebraska City drive, it is quickly 3rd and 15 here. 30 seconds into the second quarter. Going deep, has a man, picked off though. Pressure was coming, just kind of threw it up there, and it was intercepted by the safety Guerrier. I think that's how you pronounce his name, CJ Guerrier. Gary? Maybe it's just Gary. But a big time turnover there from the Bulls. On their next drive, they really want to capitalize on this. It's 3rd and 3. They are 0 of 3 on 3rd downs. But if you want to pull off an upset on the road, you've got to be able to take advantage of turnovers. And they will keep the drive alive right there with a 4-yard pass to Stephon McCray. So it'll be 2nd and 4 from the 40 of the Wildcats here. 2 minutes gone, second quarter rather. USF still trails 7-3, but they're looking to take advantage of a Randall Glopter interception. White flung down by Hombuckle, but Wait flagged down, hold everything. And Hombuckle used his face mask to make the play. That's a senior safety, and he should know better. A big-time mistake from a senior playing in his final home game. 15 free yards for South Florida. And we'll see if they can take advantage here as they are inside the Nebraska City 30 now. The very next play. And White back to pass. Throwing the pressure, down he goes. Hit and dropped for a loss of 11. It's Matt Ramsauer. Matt Ramsauer with his 2nd tackle for loss today. There were a couple other Wildcat defenders right in the area, but Ramsauer got to the quarterback first. He was a man on a mission on that play. A couple plays later anyway. 3rd and 18 here. Nebraska City looking to try and get a stop, get off the field. They'll go to the screen. McCray brought down after a 10-yard reception. He'll set up 4th and 7. And you would think that would lead to a field goal try, but no. No, South Florida being stubborn. They're like, we want a touchdown. We want this upset. We're going for it. Can Nebraska City get a stop? White has plenty of time to throw. Going deep, has a man. It's Parrish. Ryan Parrish with 18 yards on 4th and 7 rather. And that'll set up 1st and goal. Next play, 2nd and goal from the 1. Coming up on 4 minutes to go, first half. Can South Florida punch it in and take advantage of the interception? Yes, they can. Mike White is in pretty much untouched on the read option. And South Florida has the lead again here on the road. They're not backing down from the number 3 ranked Wildcats. They've taken advantage of 2 turnovers. You take a look at the offense at a glance. A a huge edge in yardage for Nebraska City, but they've had 2 turnovers that South Florida has converted to 10 points. And that's why they lead 10-3. Third down on the next Nebraska City drive. They'll go a wide out screen. Not going to get the first down, but they're saying enough is enough. If South Florida can go for it on 4th down, we'll go for it too. Can they convert on 4th and 2? If they don't, they'll be in trouble. But guess who? Kendrick Coe on the slant. 9 yards, first down. Move those chains for the Wildcats. 3 catches, 21 yards in this first half for the senior wideout. And he's having a pretty good game here in his final home game. Later on, 3rd and 13, throws underneath, has a man. It's Burdett Meadows. And Meadows was crunched immediately, but the defense gave him enough space to just be open, make the catch, and just get enough for the first down. Beautiful throw, nice catch. Although really that was also a product of the defense playing a little bit softer coverage, I would say. Later in the drive, 3rd and 1 from about the 41 of South Florida. Irby looks like he has a first down, but they're going to mark him an inch or two shy. And no hesitation, they're going to go hurry up, and they're going to try and ram it down their throats again, pick up the inch or two they need right here. Don't want to go into halftime down, and they won't yet, as Irby gets 1 yard, needed a couple inches. He had just enough to keep the drive alive. He's up to 95 yards and a touchdown so far today. After a sack, it is 2nd and 18. Glopter throws over the middle, has a man. It's his tight end, Micah Smith. 17 yards to set up a manageable 3rd and 1. Big time catch from the sophomore tight end. Glopter only with 2 incompletions today. One of them was a pick. So following play, 3rd and 1, throws underneath, has a man. It's Micah Smith again. And that'll be enough to move the chains, first down. Later in the drive, 8 seconds left first half. They got it at the 16 of South Florida. 2nd and 8. This could be the final play of the first half as the Wildcats are out of timeouts to the end zone. Touchdown, Burdett Meadows. And Nebraska City is back on top. Glopter 9 of 11, 104 yards, 1 score, 1 pick. And he had a man in the end zone. He's like, you know what? We're running out of time. Let's just take a shot deep now. And Burdett Meadows was there to make the catch in the end zone. And that'll give Nebraska City a 14-10 lead, pending the extra point, which is good. So we go to halftime, Nebraska City up 14-10. 3rd and 5 now on the first drive of the second half for South Florida. About 30 seconds into this third quarter here. White throws underneath. They want the screen. McCray has some running room, and McCray has 10 yards on the screen. Good enough for a first down. Move those chains for the Bulls. Mike White is 7 of 9 for almost 50 yards. Next play, 1st and 10 right here. South Florida looking to march down the field and take the lead. White wanting to go option. Reverses his field. Has some daylight. And it's 15 yards on first down for Mike White into Nebraska City territory. He's got 10 carries, 11 yards, and a score. Bo Mixon making the stop there. Next play. Coming up on not even a minute gone here. Third quarter, they're already into enemy territory, but down goes White again. 3rd sack of the day for the Wildcats. That one was Smith, the defensive end. And so 3 of the 4 starting defensive linemen had come up with the sack already in this game. And that one was huge as it'll set up 2nd and 17. Next play, well, 2 plays later rather, it's 3rd and 10. Coming up on 6:20 to go here, third quarter. White feeling the pressure, wants to go on the screen, has a man, it's McCray. And McCray is only going to get a net of 2 yards on the screen. 4th down, and Nebraska City forces a punt. On the ensuing drive for the Wildcats, it is 2nd and 7 here. Got 5:20 about to go here, third quarter. Glopter on the design QB run, has some daylight across the 40, across the 45. That'll put Nebraska City over 100 rushing yards on the day. Glopter with 5 carries for 16 yards. And a fresh set of downs for this Wildcat offense as they are moving the ball close to midfield now. 2 plays later, it's 2nd and 8 from their own 46. 4:40 to go, third quarter. Nebraska City up 14-10. They'll give to Irby. Irby has some daylight. 11 more yards for Arthur Irby. And that will give Irby a place in the school record books for rushing yards in a season with 1672 rather. Beat Colt McCrybaby's 2-year mark by 10 yards. Later in the drive, 3rd and 4 here for the Wildcats. 3:30 to go. They'll give Derby. He's going to be hit after a gain of 2. It'll set up 4th and 3. 22 carries, 111 yards, and a score for Irby. And they're going to call on the field goal unit for a long field goal try to put them up by 7. With about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, kick is up, and the kick is good. What a kick right there. Just completely right down the middle, splitting the uprights. Easily good. Probably could have been good from about 5 yards further back even still. Now you're going to take a look at the team defense for Nebraska City. They've given up 83 yards, an average of 2 yards a play, and they've also got 3 sacks. So first drive of the next possession here for South Florida. 3 minutes to go, third quarter, down by 7. White, down he goes again. Guess who? Alonzo Kemp again. He's flexing his muscle, adding on to his place in the school record book. That is now his 16th sack of the season. And he's only distancing himself and trying to secure his spot in the school record book for a long time to come. They'll probably still have at least 3 games left in the season, so that mark could definitely be added on by the time the season is all said and done. But that'll set up a 3rd and 13. A couple plays later, White throws off his back foot, incomplete. No one really in the area. That was probably just throwing it away. And now we're going to take a look at the yardage by half. Nebraska City still with a clear edge in yardage, but they're only up by 7 because they are losing the turnover battle 2-0. They've had a fumble and a pick, and South Florida's turned that into 10 points. 1st and 10, Glopter wanting to pass deep, no one open. He's going to try and take off. He breaks a tackle, breaks another, drags the 3rd man with him all the way to the first down marker. First down, tough running there from the quarterback, Randall Glopter. And he's trying to say, hey, don't forget about me in this Heisman race as well. Both him and Irby have had pretty good games to this point. They'll give to Irby up the middle on the next play. 11 more yards for Arthur Irby. First down, move those chains again for the Wildcats. As he's almost to 130 yards on the day. His final game in this stadium in front of the hometown fans. And he's looking to go out with a bang. A couple plays later, it's 2nd and 9. They'll go option. This time Glopter keeps it, spins off one man. Bounces off another, finally brought down, but he's got 13 yards and another first. 7 carries, 39 yards for Glopter. Next play, it is 1st and 10. Under a minute to go now here in this third quarter. Glopter, they want to set up the screen. It doesn't develop, and down he goes. It's a loss of 12. Aaron Lynch there to provide the easy sack, because it just took forever for that screen to set up. Next play, it's 2nd and 22. 20 seconds left, third quarter. Looking to try and set up a more manageable third down. If they can't have the man on the sand, it's Cole. Ball comes loose. It's picked up by Hamilton of South Florida. And this could be the 3rd turnover of the day, but Nebraska City says we're going to challenge that. But wait. He's clearly not down. The ball comes out. It'll stand, and they're going to lose a challenge, and that's the 3rd turnover of the day. The first one coming in the red zone. First play off the turnover. White in trouble. Down he goes. It's a safety. Henry Fox, the senior outside linebacker, came free, and he comes up with a huge tackle in the end zone. You can tell right away there's a lot of congestion there, and Fox just kind of slipped by everybody and comes up with the easy safety. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 1 quarter left. It's 19-10. Nebraska City on top. The ensuing drive following the safety. The Wildcats already into enemy territory. It's 2nd and 2. They'll give to Irby. Irby bounces off a couple tacklers. He's got 7 yards and a first down. 26 carries, 138 yards, and a score for the senior tailback playing his final home game. And he's definitely made it one to remember. Couple plays later here, still early fourth quarter, 2nd and 9. They'll throw on the screen. There's Irby. Irby gets one block brought down just shy of the first, but there is a flag down. And it's going to be a face mask against South Florida. And so that'll be an easy first down. It would have been about 3rd and 1. But they'll take the 15 free yards either way. A couple plays later, it's now 3rd and 14. Nebraska City in field goal range. We'll see what they can come up with here. Glopter feeling some pressure. Gotta get rid of it. Going to the end zone. And it's picked off by Gary again. His second interception of the game. And now when Glopter had to try and do something, it was 3rd and long. The pocket was collapsing. He took a chance. And instead, it's the 4th turnover of the day for this Nebraska City offense. And that is why they can be totally out-yarding South Florida, but still only up by 9. First play following the interception, Stephon McCray going to get 11 yards right up the middle. Later on in the drive, it's 3rd and 3. Just a couple plays after that, 3rd and 3. 2 of 9 on 3rd downs, I believe it said. White's going to have enough for the first. Got hit, spun away from a defender, and he fell forward for getting enough for the first down. Later on in the drive, 2 plays later, Bo Mixon making already 7 tackles today. It is 3rd down and 5 here for South Florida. Coming up on 4.5 to go, they go to McCray and Kevin Schneider. He stood up McCray after 2 yards. Met McCray right up near the line of scrimmage and just would not allow McCray to tackle him. Sets up a 4th and 3. Down by 2 scores with about 4 minutes to go. You kind of have to go for it if you're South Florida. White, they'll give to Tyson. He has nothing to undo from the start. Darius Tice blown up in the backfield by Stephen Hall, the middle linebacker. Big time turnover on downs for this Nebraska City defense. Very next play, you already know what Nebraska City's thinking. They want to take a shot deep and try and put the dagger in this one. Has a man, it's Meadows. Going deep, beautiful throw by Glopter. Meadows beat his man. And the senior wideout has almost 100 yards receiving. And actually close to about 80, I would say. And that will be enough for a first down to the 20 of the Bulls. 2 plays later, 2nd and 7. 3.5 to go here in the game. They're looking to try and put the nail in the coffin here. Glopter going right up the middle, design QB run. Sets up a 1st and goal. He had enough for the first down. Next play, South Florida really needs to come up with some sort of stop. Glopter looking, has a man in the end zone. It's Coe. Touchdown, Nebraska City. They had Kendrick Coe on the slant. Glopter's 2nd touchdown of the day. Only got 4 incompletions and almost 170 yards. And Coe was open on the slant, so both senior wideouts with touchdown drives in their final home game. So we got a studio update after they went for 2 to try and make it a 3-score game and end it, but they failed. And you see Florida just staves off an upset attempt from Ole Miss. Their quarterback threw for 4 touchdowns in that game to help survive a major upset bid from the Ole Miss Rebels, who will fall to 4-7 on the year. And soon South Florida drive, it's 3rd and 6, they go to the screen. And McCray tries to hurdle a man to try and get the first down. It's not going to work. Sets up 4th and 1. Down by 15. This is probably your ball game. 2 of 3 on 4th downs today. They'll pitch it out to McCray. He's hit. Matt, guess who? Kevin Schneider. He's coming up huge in this 4th quarter for this Nebraska City defense. He met the running back. They went for the pitch out. If Schneider misses that tackle, it's a big gain. Instead, he comes up with what is likely the game-sealing tackle. But I guess it's not quite over yet. Still technically only down by 2 scores. Glopter, what a spin move. Not a design QB run, but on the scramble, he's going to get a ton of yardage. That'll put him over 350 yards of offense on the day. As God was like, you know what, I'm not going to force the throw, I'm just going to run. He also puts on a 6 spin move to help get some extra yards and set up a 1st and goal from the 6 or 7. 2 minutes to go, they'll give to Irby, and he is into the end zone untouched. Right up the middle goes Arthur Irby, and that will end this game. As now it is 32-10 pending the extra point, a 3-score game. And the total offense right there says it all. 372 for the Wildcats. Only about 100 for the Bulls. White taking a shot deep, trying to do something. It's going to be tipped and picked. What a catch. What an interception. I was about to say about the only thing this Nebraska City defense has not done today is come up with an actual turnover. But Kevin Schneider will take care of that right there. It looks kind of like he tipped the ball to himself and then dove and caught it. We need to take a look at the instant replay to see for sure, though. Either way, this was a highlight reel interception, something you'll be seeing on SportsCenter Top 10 tomorrow morning. And see, zooming in, the throw's coming, and it is actually tipped by Kevin Schneider. So Schneider tipped it, dove for it, and picked it off all before it hit the ground. What a heads-up play by Kevin Schneider. The true freshman free safety is having himself one heck of a fourth quarter. And the final play of the game, as Nebraska City has been able to run out the clock, South Florida not calling their timeouts. That was handed off to the senior one more time, and Arthur Irby will finish with 34 carries, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns in his final home game. But that will do it for that game. This game was close to the first 3 quarters, and then Nebraska City blew it open in the fourth and final quarter. Final score, Nebraska City 32, USF 10. The Wildcats win on senior day, send some of the seniors home happy and avoid an upset. That'll do it for me. I'll see you next time.